Welcome to the media. I will do that. Welcome to the media, madam. Yeah, sure. Marco, earlier on I saw you posted, seated, waiting to. Yeah, no, we just want to have your take as it relates to
your presentation today.
Your presentation,
few minutes.
and what was our count of today's meeting. So folks, just keep posted. We will be in conversation with the FCC boss in split second. We also have the Chief Executive Officer of the John F. Kennedy Hospital. She's also here. And we're going to have a close conversation with her. I see she and Rescue Mother are having some close conversation. So let's see if we're going to get her here to talk to the press.
While you're watching Focus on Liberia Online Television, Theo Williams is my name. We are providing you coverage of this special presidential retreat held in Gumpa City, Nima County, where you have an array of officials of government attending this retreat. And so we thought to do some sideline interviews just to bring you up to speed. And so from just wherever you are watching us, whatever you're doing, I'd love to say welcome to this special coverage of the cabinet retreat in Gumpa City, Nima County. Well, the first session is over now, and the guys have retired to resume tomorrow, God's willing, for another working session at this facility. We're still here in Gumpa, Nima County, and of course you are watching Focus on Liberia Live Online Television. Theo Williams is my name. We are posted just to talk to some officials of government, those relevant newsmakers. And so as they come out, we will try to engage them just to get a word or two from them as per their presentation on today and as far as this retreat is concerned. So we are just around this facility looking for the newsmakers. But keep on as we hope to have some of those newsmakers coming our way this afternoon. We're still moving around. We want to talk to some of those major players, major actors who are in attendance of this all-important retreat. And of course, we are live from Gumpa City in Nima County. I can see Presidential A. Sekou Kalasko Damaru. If there's a need, we will have to speak with him for a few minutes just on the sideline of this retreat. We tried talking earlier on to the head of the PCC, but she declined to speak to the media, and so we can question her about that. But we'll talk to more and more people as they come, if the possibility exists. And so we want to say welcome. If you just joining us, stay with us as we drill through this facility, as we make some efforts to speak with some prominent officials of government, some of those key actors, and some of those major newsmakers as well, to give us an insight as far as this retreat is concerned. And so welcome. You are watching Focus on Liberia live from Gompa City in Nima County. Like I told you earlier on, the first session is over. Day one has ended of this retreat. The guys have retired. I'm told His Excellency the President is somewhere around this facility having lunch. And of course, but let me see what we can talk to Presidential Aide Sekou Kalasko Damaru. He's here. He's one person who doesn't shy away from the media. Sekou, welcome. He's now a screener to Focus on Liberia. Welcome, Sekou. Welcome, Sekou. How are you today?
Thank you so much.
First of all, let me ask you, how does it feel being in Gompa City, Nima County?
It's very wonderful being here, specifically to interact with the citizens of Liberia. And most importantly, when we're talking about decentralization, I think the president aim of hosting this cabinet retreat in Nimba is to also showcase to the people of Nimba that yes, this government is an inclusive government where every citizen is supposed to feel that they are government. So it's very well impressive being here. And most importantly, my wife is from Nimba. I've been treated very well by the people of Nimba County.
All right, Sekou, let me begin by asking you, Sekou, perhaps you might know the significance of this retreat. Just bring us up to speed in a few minutes about this all-important retreat. What's the significance?
Well,
and why Nima County, as a matter of fact?
Well, Nima County is part of, let me answer the last one first. As you know, Nima County is part of Liberia, so it doesn't matter where the retreat is hosted. We are in Nima, and Nima is part of Liberia. And secondly, the reason why the president decided, or the government decided to host this retreat is to bring people up to speed about the government performance, about what the government is doing, and what are some of the lapses, and what can we do as a government, to strengthen our effort in making sure that the government work in the interest of the people.
So you think the timing was right?
The timing is very right. The timing is always right to interact with your people. Like the president said in the meeting, this is about time. It's not only about elections, right? We are approaching elections. We got 16 more months to elections. But basically the well-being of the people matter most. And how do we cater to the people? It's by the president, even though the president got entities that are responsible to monitor government agency, but equally so, this kind of face-to-face interaction from head of entities, from ministers, deputies, SOE, enlightening the president about what is happening in their various entity is something that you can't take lightly. So the president is over there excited to have these interactions here with his ministers.
Let me ask you again, Sekou, do you think this retreat will influence the bread and butter issues for the Liberian people?
Well, we know that globally we are facing a very difficult circumstances around the world. Like you listen to the Minister of Finance when he narrated about the progress that this government is making, especially to where we came from as a country, from a downward trend going upward. It's something that we appreciate, but equally so, we know there are challenges, right? But are we doing something to mitigate these challenges? Yes, the government is doing everything possible to mitigate some of these long-standing challenges we have had as a country. So basically, your country, to answer your question, yes, we think there will be results. As you can see, some of the progress that have been talked about, from the GAC to the anti-graft, all of these anti-graft institutions that spoke lengthily at the first hearing.
What does President Weah hope to achieve at the end of this all-important retreat in Gompa State in Nema County?
Well, President Weah has always, not only from the retreat, he always spoke about cohesive, working relationship with government officials. So what this retreat will do is to further strengthen that cohesiveness that have existed with government officials. So the president believed that with teamwork, he has always said that the reason why today the president was elected as the world best, when he was playing soccer, and the reason why he was elected as the president of the Republic of Liberia, because he had a team that he was working with. So the president, in the closing, he said, this is the first day. In that first day, he said he believes strongly that his team should work together. They should work in solving the problem that our country is faced with. So I strongly believe that we will achieve our goals.
So, over tomorrow, all the hard questions have been asked, and let's just move a little bit. And they just ended elections in Lofa County. What was what I would say in terms of your own excitement as relates to the result? How was it?
Well, going to the elections, I basically knew that the people would choose development over tradition. So to elect the CDC by candidate in Lofa was something that I, as an individual, anticipated that it was going to happen, because for Lofa being from 1960, Lofa started being in existence. What they believe, we all value tradition. I come from a traditional background, but in this contemporary world that we live in, is the 21st century. The people believe that their children should have better school. The people believe that they should have electricity. The people believe that they should have good housing. So what they're witnessing in Lofa County right now is unprecedented. So the CDC by candidate was elected.
Okay, the last one. I see you parading with a sasa. Do you care to explain what is it that you are parading?
This sasa is a symbolic representation of my appreciation to the people of Lofa County for electing the CDC by candidate.
And the last word.
Thank you, Fiscal.
I hope this will not. I hope you will not be complacent of this victory. I hope you will not be.
Sekou Carrasco Damaru, presidential aide, they're speaking to scores of media practitioners here at the Retrieve Center in Gompa City, Nema County. You're watching Focus on Liberia online television with me, Theo Williams, and of course, we're talking to Honorable Family. Welcome to the media. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
How does it feel being in Gompa City, Nema County at the moment?
Absolutely, I feel very fabulous. The fact of the matter is that the Excellency has called a retreat, to take stock about the development priorities and programs of government. So I'll be very elated to be part of it, and I think it all went well.
What are the expectations, concerns about this retreat, if there are any?
The expectation is that the concerns is that we will continue to stay the course, and then the trajectory of progress that have been established by the president will continue unabated.
You think the timing is necessary?
Absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. When you plan, you implement, and there's always a time for you to come back and assess or reevaluate exactly on your development plan. So this is well in the making, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Honorable Lawrence Pamela here talking to the media. Just to get a word or two from him. You watching Focus on Liberia online television. We intend to do more sideline interviews if the possibility exists. We'll talk to some of the major actors as they come. We'll hear from them regarding their presentation as well. And so I'd like to say welcome if you're just joining us. Stay with us as we are live from Gompa City in Nema County, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. Theo Williams is my name. And of course, you can rely on us. We'll do all we can to have you adequately informed with all of those basic information you need to know as far as this retreat is concerned. We will talk to some of the key players. I hope I can talk to Information Minister Ledger Hulreni. Well, let me talk to Madam Mary Braw, Madam Bro, welcome. How are you? It's a pleasure having you on Focus on Liberia Live online television.
Good afternoon.
How does it feel being in Gompa City, Nima County?
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised. The city is really going far out, spread it out. Very impressed, and it can accommodate all these people.
In terms of ordinance,
Orderliness.
Ordinance, city ordinance.
Yes,
What has been your own observation since you arrived?
The mayor is trying his best, and he himself has said that he has some challenges, but he will get there. He'll get there. He'll be all right.
All right. Madam Bro, you've been in the country for a couple of days now. Let's know from you, what do you think? What does the retreat hope to achieve in the end?
It is for us to reflect as cabinet, as government officials, and then try to move forward within the next 16 months. So it's a point of reflection, and everybody is actually coming out and reflecting, and then we have our plans, our future plans as government officials, and our deliverables.
Do you think it's going to influence the bread and butter issues of the Liberian people?
It definitely will, by all means, yes.
What about the
We are
timing?
getting there.
You think it's timely?
Well, you know, we usually have cabinet retreats around. So
Okay.
this was very timely. It's good for the county. It's good for the city of Ganta or Gompa. And I think everybody is feeling good about it. We are here mingling with our brothers and sisters. And I think it's a good thing.
One final word, Madam Bro.
Well, I just want to say to everybody, let us try to build a nation together as a people. Let us stop fighting each other. And let us look forward and be hopeful for a brighter future.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Madam Mary Tanyana Bro, hardworking, very energetic. They're speaking to Focus on Liberia and other media outlets here at the retreat center in Gompa City, Nima County. We're talking to those major news makers as they come out. We engage them one by one to talk about the retreat that has been held here in Gompa City, Nima County. You're watching Focus on Liberia. We're live from Nima County, and it feels good being in this city. It's actually wonderful. The hospitality is something to talk about. It's encouraging, and I mean, developmental-wise, Gompa City is on top of the game. And of course, I mean, on the overall, it feels good being here in the city. Well, let's talk to Big Brother Isaac Ray. He's one of those directors at the Liberia Broadcasting. Just to get a talk about the retreat. How does it feel being in Nima, first of all? How does it feel being in Gompa City, first of all?
I always like to come home. So coming Ganta is like coming home.
Are you from this county?
No, I'm from Grand Bassa, I'm from Bon, I'm from Sino, Maryland, Grand Gila, and Lofa. I'm from 6 counties.
Let me ask you quickly, Mr. Ray. Do you think this retreat will address the bread and butter issues confronting Liberians?
That's an excellent question. Everybody wants that question to be answered. The bread and butter issue. So when the PAPD meets and it's been discussed and the strategy is being fine-tuned, I bet the ultimate objective is to ensure that the bread and butter issues are addressed. It's not about how much persons employed in government. It's about giving jobs to the ordinary people. It's about ensuring roles are done. It's about ensuring that social services are provided. So yes, I like your question. It's about addressing the bread and butter issues.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
We are seeing the chief of National Council, Chief Zanzan Power.
Let's talk to Chief Zanzan Kawan. Chief Zanzan Kawan is shying away from the media, folks. And of course, we want to say welcome if you're just joining us. You're watching Focus on Liberia online television. Let's talk to Mr. Natana McGill, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Honorable Minister, welcome to the media.
And the chief of staff of the president, the chief runner of the president's office. So what will I be chief after this conference?
presentation, President just said he'll work with the other project. And tomorrow we'll brief the press.
Mr. McGill, what necessitated this retreat in Nima today? Well, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs is about leaving. He's moving on to embark his official assigned vehicle. But we stay here. We are still here talking to some of those major actors. We want to say welcome. Mr. McGill was asking you what prompted this retreat.
Because normally we always have retreats, and we have many of those, or many of these coming up. So we expect to have more retreats.
You think this one will address the bread and butter issues Liberians are confronted with?
Of course, we have to come and discuss the issue of governance together. So we bring the whole cabinet together to discuss the issue of governance, because you know the government's a team. We have several units. And we want to see how we can handle all the different units in terms of achieving one goal, that is address the issue that affects the Liberian people. Thank you, gentlemen.
Minister Nat McGill, we managed to squeeze him again. Let's talk to the managing director of the National Port Authority. He's just passed our camera. Let's see what I can catch up with him. Mr. Bill Twawi. Honorable Bill Twawi, welcome to the meeting. How are you today? How are you today, sir?
No comment for now. No comment.
How does it feel being in Nima County?
We literally been hustling you since today to get your view on, you know, a particular...
What's the impression about the retreat, Honorable Twawi?
No comment for now.
All right, he wants to reserve every comment for now, so we'll leave it at that.
I'll report it tomorrow.
Okay. All right, I'm told he's doing his official presentation on tomorrow, and then he will speak to members of the press following that. Well, let me see what I can just chip in here. I see the Commissioner General of the Maritime Authority, then Eugene Nangwe. Let's pick it up from here.
Now to go back tomorrow, to come back here tomorrow to continue our deliberations.
What's your overall, you know, perspective on this retreat to Ganta and Nimba County?
That's the idea, because Monrovia alone is not Liberia. We have had retreats as a cabinet and as a government in other parts of the country. We chose Nimba this time so that the president could have the opportunity to dedicate some of the projects and review ongoing projects like the Saclay-Pied to the Ganta to Saclay-Pied road that has been paved, to see the progress, to look at also the road work that has been done to connect Ganta to Yekepa, and all of the other projects in housing and other areas. So this is why we choose this venue. But the substantive discussion has been that some of the progress that we have made, you know, the Minister of Finance reported on the economy, how well we are doing right now in spite of the global pandemic and all of the situation in the world. Our country, we still have inflation at about 6.5, which comparing to others in the region that are at 20 and above, we've been very well with that. The bank governor spoke and talked about our balance of trade condition and what we're doing to improve that, though we have made significant strides. We discussed domestic debt, foreign debt, our review by the IMF. So it has been a comprehensive discussion. We talked, the GSE also presented and talked about the audits, you know, and fiscal discipline. You know, we had a conversation from LAC, LACC, about ongoing investigations and the processes, and there were a very good interactive discussion, and where other junior ministers, including assistant ministers, had a chance to pose questions, where we discussed many issues. So this is just the first day, and I think it was a successful day. Tomorrow the presentations continue. Some SOE, state-owned enterprises, will present. The LRA also talk about domestic revenue collection, you know, how we are going to get to billion and more. You know, right now the percentage of collections, domestic collection, is at about 80% compared to what we've been doing previously. So we have a budget of over 700 million, and of that 700 million we have 600 million that is being collected domestically, which is a great jump. So, you know, let's continue the conversation. And I just want to make something clear. a lot of people say that this is a safari. It is a positive safari, a safari for the betterment of the country, a safari where we have been sitting since this morning, since 8:30 up to now, discussing how to better the country. So if that is a safari, then it's a positive safari, and we'll do some more safari tomorrow and continue to discuss and find improvement for the people of Liberia.
If there is one thing this retreat will accomplish, Mr. Nangwe, what would be that thing?
We'll have reviewed the work of the PAPD and plan how to do better in the last mile. I call it the last mile because from now to the next election is the finishing touches for us. And this is why the president has put a whole lot on what we are going to do in the last run and how we are going to complete some of the projects that are ongoing.
Okay.
So just a follow-up for me, sir. You've been managing, the information of the government for over a decade.
I was demoted to the Liberia Marine Authority.
That's a good demotion, though.
Misinformation and disinformation in the media. What would you recommend now that you government have come to, a national retreat in terms of strengthening the communication arm of the government?
We do recognize that we have to do more regarding public relations. But it is traditional that when you are in a government, it's easy for the opposition to throw stones and say things that are not true. We have to keep at the business of governing. We have to keep working. And we have to keep putting out the positive things that are happening. But we have a free society where we have freedom of speech, freedom of the press, so we cannot clamp down on the media just because some aspects are being used for disinformation. We have to cooperate with the media. That's my approach. So that the media, like you are here today, most of you came here by yourselves, and you are giving coverage, which will shine a light on what we are doing. I think we should do that more collaboration with the media, because once you show the truth, the public can discern what is true and what is not true. But I don't support a clamp down on the media, because even if there's a mistake or there's a deliberate attempt, because we have a free press and we should continue to encourage that. Even if some things that go in the media are not true, we still have to maintain the free press, because freedom of speech, freedom of expression is a bedrock for democracy.
Thank you. Commissioner Lenny Eugene Nangwe there briefing members of the media. And of course, it's been a wonderful interaction. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you're still watching Focus on Liberia Online Television. Welcome if you're just joining us. Theo Williams is my name. And of course, we are live from Gompa City in Nima County. Well, we want to talk to more and more persons, if possible. But the guys are wanted down now. And of course, we will leave it at this point if we can get someone to talk to. We'll be here again tomorrow, God's willing, to provide you another coverage of this all-important cabinet retreat held in Gompa City, Nima County, outside Monrovia. But you're still watching Focus on Liberia live from Nima County.
Challenges usual. There are challenges, but right now you can see that the government is saying it true. So we're making progress. So I want to tell people that there are progress being made by this government, and we opting for greater one, so that the level of our people can be improved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Well, just chip in this one. Couldn't get it all, but that's it. I'm seeing Deputy Information Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Jalawa Topo. I'd like to get a few words from Mr. Tompo about this retreat. All right, Minister, welcome to the media.
My pleasure.
Mr. Jalawa Tompo is the Deputy Information Minister for Press and Public Affairs at the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism. Welcome. How does it feel, first of all, being in Gompa City, Nima County?
Wonderful.
And what's the take about the ongoing cabinet retreat?
I think so far so good. Going quite well, and we are glad that all the sector heads are here to do the presentation, and the reports we're getting so far so good is encouraging. I know from the end of somebody else, they might sometimes say they always want to praise themselves, but I mean that's so far so good for us. I think the government is performing well from the report we are getting, and so we will inform the Liberian people as we go on and on regarding the economic, status of this country, the labor sector, the health sector, and all of the sectors you may think about, we'll report to them accordingly. So at the end of this retreat, it is anticipated that we'll give a full report of our achievement to the Liberian people.
And let me ask you one final question. I know you're in a rush, but take this final one. Let's know from you, Minister Tompo, what do you make of the retreat being held in Nema County, the venue?
I think if you listen, because you as one of the media practitioners, if you carry your microphone around, I think you are getting the feedback that it should even be rotated, so that the economic benefit, because it comes to economic benefit, it's about decentralizing the government. I mean, Monrovia is the seat of the government, but taking the government out of Monrovia, you bring the people, you bring the government to the people, to interact, to interface with the people. So I mean, coming to Ganta City or Gompa City was a wonderful decision that His Excellency ever took.
Some are saying it's just a fun fair.
It's not a fun fair. You saw what we did here. We sat in our hall whole day, and you should be able to tell the Liberian people and the world at large that we sat in there from 9 a.m. this morning up to when it's now it's 2. From 9 to 2, nobody left 2:30. We only have to adjourn before we came out for lunch, and after lunch, I mean, we're going.
You think this retreat will influence the bread and butter issues Liberians are confronted with, Mr. Tompo?
100%. I can assure the Liberian people that it may not be 100%, but the reason what I'm saying it will influence the bread and butter issue 100% is that after this retreat, we shall have, as a government, do our drawback, see where the issues are, and then we'll move forward from that point.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Deputy Information Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Jalawat Tompo. They're speaking with us. A bit of a sad attraction here with Samara Wolokoli. Welcome, folks. We are still here. This cabinet retreat. I want to talk to a few more persons of interest, if possible. Then we wrap up and resume tomorrow morning, God's willing, to provide you another coverage. And of course, the energetic Minister of Youth and Sports, Big Brother Zoga Wilson, is just right before my camera this afternoon. Honorable Minister, welcome to the media. And how does it feel being in Gompa City at the moment?
Well, I feel good being in Nema County. It's a great pleasure when you come to the great people in Nema County.
And what's your own assessment, or what's your own impression, if I'll put it that way, about the ongoing cabinet retreat in Nema?
I think they won very well.
Okay.
They won very well, and we look forward to day 2. But I think it will be a successful event because at least the first day was impressive.
What do you think this cabinet retreat hope to achieve in the final analysis?
Well, I think you heard the president. He spoke about unity. We're doing a good job. We need to continue and do all we can to do our best, number our best. I think it's there to provide some level of education as well, especially the presentation for GAC, PPCC, the Central Bank, the Ministry of Finance. Those were great informative presentations, and that's what the retreat is all about. Tomorrow you hear each cabinet minister outline their achievements so far, so it's a good thing for people to hear what we are doing.
Great. Mr. Wilson, finally, I know you are in rush. You have to leave.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this final question. I'm told the Samarkand Sports Complex is set and ready to go. And I guess you're a happy man now.
Well, it's not set and ready to go, but we see what we are doing there. But we've been clear to play our game on July 24th against Senegal at the SKD.
Okay.
We are happy for that. In August, they're going to come again to see when we play our game against South Africa in September. But for now, we are still working and we are happy with the progress we made so far.
Are there mechanisms you put into place?
Absolutely.
What are some of those mechanisms?
Well, there'll be adherence to maintenance.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. One-time veteran goalkeeper and current Minister of Youth and Sports, D. Zoga Wilson, is known by his peers as D. Zog. And of course, he's one of those in attendance of this all-important cabinet retreat in Gompa City, Nema County. Well, you're watching Focus on Liberia live from Gompa City. We're having a wonderful time here this afternoon. The sun is hot, and I'm told it's been raining in Monrovia since morning. And of course, Gompa City is lively at the moment. All of the delegation from Monrovia are in Gompa City. Well, day one of this retreat have ended, and now we're looking forward to day two. I'm told there will be several presentations on tomorrow, day two of this retreat, and we'll also do more and more sideline interviews if possible. And so just keep us in the queue box. You can rely on us. We'll do all we can to have you adequately informed. Here at Focus on Liberia, folks, we educate, evaluate, and promote all things Liberia. We go places where others can afford to reach. We dig behind the news to have you adequately informed. That's why we say you just can beat us. So we encourage all of you to join us, and let's make it interactive. Let's make it more interesting. I want to leave at this point. It's been a very hectic morning. Never mind for the inconvenience experienced this morning. We could not go live from the hall where all of those officials of government were seated, including His Excellency the President, due to poor internet connectivity. And so we want to apologize for that. We want to sincerely apologize for that. We hope some modalities will be worked out in order to avoid that on tomorrow and days to come as far as this retreat is concerned. And so we want to thank you very kindly for being with us. It's been a wonderful time, like I told you earlier on. We've been here since morning, providing you coverage. We want to wind down, and so I'd like to say thanks to our indefatigable CEO, Mr. Dennis Jah, who is in Atlanta, Georgia, the USA. Thanks to Head of Operations, Anthony C. I love to call him the political bulldog. And thanks to all members of the Focus on Liberia team across the world. And so forth. On behalf of the team, my name is Theo Williams, bidding you farewell from Gompa City in Nema County. We'll talk to you tomorrow, God's willing.